Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honors, and glories to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rahakwadash. I want to give my honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who taught us there's nothing percent truth according to the spirits to be Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Peace and blessing to the hopeful elect out there, pushing his word to the four corners of the earth to sincerity. And peace and blessing to you hopeful believers out there which are also part of the elect. Shalom. And once again, I want to say, call Allah, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rahakwadash. Forgive me, Rahakwadash, the Holy Spirit, to give blessing on today. Lord, in the Ephesians, let me sheep of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. So we got a quick video through the power and spirit of Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. As you see the oxen transit. But I have this one scripture pulled up, and I just want to go into, because I'm going to read it. And when you go into the chapter of Hebrews 11, especially in the beginning part, it speaks about the faith that you should have in Yahweh Shai. And what is the result of you diligently seeking them? Because, faith is justified by the action. And he goes into a couple of examples, right? So I want to read this verses, Hebrews 11, chapter 13. My bad, Hebrews 11, verse 13. These all died in faith, not having received the promises. You see, so those particular men that Yahweh, Yahweh Shai mentioned, Noah, Abraham, I think even says Enoch, all these individuals, even Daniel, and all throughout the scriptures, all these individuals, they didn't receive the promise, which is what they didn't receive the kingdom of heaven at that time period. But that didn't prevent them or frustrate their loyalty towards Yahweh Bashar Shai. That didn't make them, okay, since the Lord didn't bring the kingdom in my lifetime, I'm gonna go back. I'm not gonna seek him no more. Hey, call all Yahweh Bashar Shai 144. But they didn't let that stop them from serving Yahweh Bashar Shai, and they didn't even see the promise. Right? It says the promises. It says, but having seen them afar off, right? So they had vision. You read about that in Proverbs, where there's no vision, the people perish. You see, so they had the vision that, hey, the kingdom is going to come, right? Keep going, and were persuaded of them, and embraced them, and confessed that they were strangers and pilgrims on earth. And the reason I want to go into this, I want to go into this because, like it said, they were seeing it was afar off. Now, like scriptures say, there have been men on this earth that desire to see the things that you see. And if they was fervent and very diligent in those lifetimes, you know what I'm saying, in those particular captivities, whether it was the Babylonian, the Greek, Medo-Persian, Egypt, whatnot, those particular captivities, the Assyrian captivity, Northern Kingdom too. But those prophets that was there, they died in the faith. They died in the faith, believing that eventually they will come back and they will receive the kingdom of heaven. They will receive the promise. And they didn't even see it. There was no particular signs that was showing how Yahweh Shai will appear very soon. There had to be a falling away. All these particular prophecies had to happen. But we're in those times of those prophecies happening. Habakkuk 2 and 3. For the visions, for an appointed time. We're in those appointed times. So with us being in those appointed times, what spirit should we be in? Man, we got to be in a spirit of fervent and diligence. Speaking first and foremost for myself, we got to be in the spirit of, at that last stride, giving it your all. It makes me think about how Paul likes this onto a race. The hardest part of the race is the last part of the race. And at the last part of the race, that's also where you push the hardest because you're trying to get that W. You're trying to win. You're trying to get first place. That's what we want. We want first place. We want to be the first. We want to be the first resurrection. And we see that time is fastly approaching. You read about that in Romans. Look up, for your salvation is near to you believe. It's close, man. Talks about crypto. Talks about the MOTB, which is a C-HIP. Talks about World War III. All these particular prophecies that Yahweh Shai mentioned. And he speaks about it in 2 Ezra 9, in Matthew 24, 2 Ezra 15, 2 Ezra 16. All the particular prophecies that will identify what particular season we will be in, so we can know what's coming upon earth. And we know what's coming upon earth, of course, is the time of Jacob trouble. But initially, the kingdom of heaven is coming into the establishment upon earth. Because we know before the kingdom of heaven could be established, this kingdom must be sent on the way out. Read about that in 2 Ezra 4. That which is good cannot come, but that which is sowing that is evil be uprooted. So we're looking at the process of Esau's kingdom being uprooted. Because we know pursuing Malachi 1, He'll build, but the Lord's gonna throw it out. This nigga's building. Man. You know, Job 5:12. The Lord's gonna disappoint the devices of the crafty. And in Job 20, when the devil's about to fulfill his belly, the Lord's gonna bring his damnation, destruction upon his ass, his wrath upon him. And this devil's on the process of filling his belly. He's gonna get to see him up and rolling, this into the W to the O system up and running. You know, and that could be that's soon, man. We talking like next 2 or 3 years. Shit, we don't even know how it's gonna look at the end of this year. And with us seeing these particular prophecies, aforetime the men of the Lord, they was fervent, and we gotta be just as fervent, just as diligent, seeing it. You know, it's like just like a race. You know, they was running the race, and they could see the finish line though, but they wasn't close. But we on that 100 strip, bro. Like if we're running a 400, they at the 200 mark. You know, 200, probably 300. You know, we 200, 300. You know, we at that 100 mark. We got to the point to where we could see that straight line that goes straight all the way back to that finish line. We see it, and we're getting closer every day. So we got to be in the spirit of diligently seeking them and going in, man. As you read about that in Baruch 3, as our mind goes straight, therefore seek them 10 times harder. We got to seek them 10 times harder, man. That's what spirit we got to be in. On fire. Going in, man. Pushing. Serving to the best of our ability. Because we know the time of judgment is at hand. So, Lord willing, this is edified to the power and spirit of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai and vigilant chiefs of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. A call all Yahweh Yahushai. 14444. So, mercy and 144. So, hey, call all Yahweh Yahushai. Going to 9% call all Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai Bahashem Chakadash. I'm going to get the honor to the apostles, the elders, their millstones, to y'all.